Good morning, family. This is Aunt Beth. Welcome to my lamppost. So, this morning I want to talk about wrestling with pigs. Psalm 36. I kept thinking of that. Let me tell you a story. For about half of my career, I worked in quality. And there used to be a saying, as far as, because our job was to hold the line on what's right and also document procedures that we comply with laws, and also audit folks to see how they were doing and get them back in line. So there was a poster that we all sort of got a kick out of about wrestling with quality is like wrestling with pigs. You get muddy, you won't win, and they thoroughly enjoy it. Anyway, always makes me laugh when I think about it. And I thought of that when I was reading Psalm 36, but from the flip side is verse 2, it talking about the difference between the wicked and the righteous. Is that verse 2, he flatters himself in his own eyes when he finds out his iniquity and when he hates. And then verse 3, he has ceased to be wise and to do good. And I just thought, he's congratulating himself when he's done something wrong. And so frustrating. And then it goes on to talk about your mercy, O Lord, your righteousness, your judgments, your faithfulness. And I'm thinking it's a good thing it's the Lord's because I'm not so kind. But then the Lord was talking to me about the difference between mercy and forgiveness. The mercy of God is given so that people will feel safe and repent. But mercy is not forgiveness. And just a few thoughts. I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. But I think two things. When you see all these people just take for themselves and not playing by the rules. I'm a firstborn, so I believe in rules. Here, let me read you my notes. The anger and frustration is that we're all impacted by the blindness, greed, and selfishness of others, especially if we're looking to the same source. So there's a scarcity mindset if we're not looking to the Lord. So you get angry because you're playing by the rules. What good does it do you? But you're thinking that there's limits to the pie and you're not going to get any. But that's not right. I find that I'm feeling especially upset when I think of it as limited resources and somebody's wickedness is scobbering up everything for everybody else. But here's an interesting thought that the Lord put to me. The very fact that I have an innate sense of fairness testifies to the nature and goodness of God. But the other thought is joy comes from an answer. Joy comes from an answer. So I love the end of this, and it says, "Oh, continue your loving kindness to those who know you, and your righteousness to the upright in heart. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light do we see light." pretty easy to stumble in the dark. Pretty easy to get frustrated and angry at the childish behavior, do I want to call it that, of selfish behavior of other people. But we have a different source. So, and joy comes from an answer. So, in this sense, I've decided to walk away from my past career of wrestling with pigs. I hope this encourages you, and as always, I'll have the text of the psalm where you click on the word more. So I hope this helps and encourages you. Have a fabulous day. All God's best.